Welcome back to Vlogmas. I don't know what day this one is, but it's sometime. That's what I know. It's before Christmas. So what I'm doing is I'm wrapping my Christmas gifts. These are all the ones you saw on the what I got my goddaughter for Christmas video. I love wrapping gifts, so I thought I would just sit here and wrap gifts with you and talk about something because I also love talking. I don't know what I'm going to talk about, but I figured I will just tell you like my life story or something because it gives me something to do while I wrap. So this is the Christmas paper I'm using. It has unicorns and snowflakes on it. I really wanted to use the one I have that says I Heart Santa, but I'm pretty sure I have some Christmas gifts for guys to wrap too, so I'm pretty sure they would prefer the I Heart Santa over unicorn wrapping paper. This wrapping paper I actually got last year right after Christmas on sale for 50% off. So I got 3 rolls of wrapping paper for about $2.50. That's when I like to buy my wrapping paper, is the year before technically, and then I just keep it and hoard it up until I need it for Christmas. And some of the stuff you get actually works well for birthdays. I actually got 4 rolls, and then I used one of them all up for birthday presents. So it works really well for me and to buy ahead of time. I don't know why I keep waving this around, but it's kind of entertaining. So anyway, let's just start wrapping presents. Okay, so I have my wrapping paper all laid out, and I'm just going to start wrapping and talking to you guys. So I figured I'll just go ahead and tell you some stuff about myself. I'm 18 currently, and I'm getting my life started. I'm trying to figure out what I want to do, who I want to be, stuff like that, which is kind of stressful, but you know, it hopefully will get easier, but I don't know. So my dream is to become a dancer. I'd love to be on Dancing with the Stars. I would just, anything in the dance world I would love to do. So I've been taking dance classes since I was about, well, I've taken ballet, stuff like that, since I was, can you hear me over that? That's really annoying. Okay, now I'm done with that. I've been taking dance class overall since I was about 2. I took ballet ever since I was itty bitty. So, I always loved ballet. I moved up the levels really fast, and eventually I just kind of got tired of it, and I took a break, and then over summer I started to take tap. I took like a summer semester of tap. And then I just kind of gave up on dancing for a while. I tried gymnastics. I wasn't a fan. I did tennis. Not a fan. Well, gymnastics I really was a fan of, but I'm not very flexible, so there's that. But when I was 13, I started watching Dancing with the Stars. And that really, really made me want to do ballroom dance. So I found a place near me that taught social, like Western type dancing, and I started to do that. I had a partner. We actually did competitions. We did 2 competitions. We got 4th place and we got 5th place, which I always say that because it makes me feel really good, but there were 5 and 6 couples in those competitions, so technically we would just barely edge the last 2 out. But they were fun. They were so much fun just to go and enjoy the dance world, and I really had a passion for dancing. And I mean, the teacher, I had some problems with the teacher, and like, she was very strict, very, I don't want to say, like, it was strict to the point where it wasn't enjoyable because she was just yelling at all of us and making us feel bad. So we didn't end up continuing with that teacher, and it made me very sad. It was a really hard choice because I knew if I gave up dancing there, then I probably wouldn't get to dance for a while. And so I decided to go ahead and not dance from there just because it was a really bad atmosphere for me. The kids were all really cool. They were really nice. It was just we were having some trouble with the teacher. But yeah, I knew, okay, if I decide to quit, I probably won't be able to dance for a while. Which, okay, so about 2 years later, I was probably 15 when I started, I found this little in-home dance studio that taught ballroom dance. So I decided to go ahead and start taking with her. It was a lot of fun. We learned lifts, we learned tricks, we learned a whole bunch of stuff. I really enjoyed it. And yeah, it was just a lot of fun. We had a group going, a whole ballroom team, and we did a recital every 6 months. We'd have a spring recital, and then we'd have a Christmas recital. We danced to all kinds of things. The first one we did Jingle Bells, and then the second one we did, I don't remember exactly, but we ended up dancing to all kinds of things. Like we did Frozen medley, a Frozen 2 medley. We did a Grease medley, Greatest Showman medley, all that kind of stuff. With that teacher, I took ballet, I took jazz, I took contemporary, I took ballroom, a whole bunch of stuff. I did solos. And it just really helped me get my dancing back up again and going. So I always knew during that time I wanted to be a professional dancer, but I was just having a hard time meeting those goals with the teacher that I had. So I kept looking. I found a teacher in Dallas that had really good reviews, really good, like, there were professional dancers from, I don't know, Bulgaria, Argentina, something like that, I don't remember. And I started taking with them. I'm still taking with them right now, but it's just getting a little hard with prices. They charge a lot, let's just say that. So, I'm looking for another teacher. I'm planning to start with this new teacher I found after Christmas. I'm just so hoping I can start competing again and getting where I want to be, getting back in that atmosphere. It was just so much fun. That's probably one of my best memories, is just being out there, dancing, doing what I love, being around everybody else who's doing the exact same thing that I want to be doing. So there's that story. What I do now to earn a little extra money is I teach dance, I teach ballet at the city center, or the recreation center near us. And they actually asked me to, I was reaching out to some places because I knew I wanted to teach dance. I just didn't know where. I was looking at some churches, but I was having trouble, like, nobody was contacting me back. Nobody, like, I don't know. I was just having a hard time finding somewhere to go. There's so many dance studios in the area where I live that I'm like, it's not going to happen. Everybody has a studio they like. Everybody just, it's just, there's too many. Nobody's going to choose me. And so I emailed, as like a last resort, I emailed a recreational center near us, and they didn't email me back. So I emailed them again, and I'm like, hey, I just want to follow up with about teaching dance. And they're like, oh yeah, sorry for taking so long to respond to you. We were just thinking about having a contractor come in and teach dance. Would you be willing to be our contractor? And I was like, yeah, why not? I'm like, that sounds so much fun. I'm like, what are the restrictions? And they're like, oh, well, there aren't really any restrictions. You can use any kind of music you want, provided it's appropriate, and you can pick out costumes, and you can basically do whatever you want to. We'll find all the students for you. We'll give you 80% of the profits. And I'm like, that sounds perfect for me. So I feel like I'm in the exact spot I'm supposed to be right now. I just feel like that was a huge blessing that someone asked me to be their contractor. I have 9 kids in my classes. I have 2 classes. I have a 3 to 5-year-old ballet, and I have a 6 and up ballet. I was going to have 3 classes, but some of them didn't make, so we ended up combining. But yeah, that's my story. That's where I'm at in dance. I'm currently doing point. I'm currently doing ballroom, but I'm not getting anywhere with either at the moment. Hold on just one moment. Anyway, so yeah, that's where I am with that. But yes, my dream is to be a dancer. I'm trying to get my YouTube started up, so I can have more extra income to have to just dance and to be able to afford doing dance and doing competitions and just getting to where I need to go, because dancing is not cheap. I mean, I kind of understand, because if I want to train with the best, they want to make sure that you're serious about it and not just doing it for fun. Which, I mean, it is fun, but you shouldn't be wasting their time when they're trying to make the next generation of dancers. So I understand why it's so expensive, but I want to be able to afford it. So that's why I'm trying to get started my YouTube channel. So subscribe. I need 1,000 subscribers. Yeah, so I would love to start traveling and competing. Traveling, I enjoy. And I think traveling around the world with dance, would just be like a dream come true. But I've definitely had a couple setbacks because of the income that I have. Because I'm a teenager, I want to do fun things also. So I want to have some extra spending money, you know? I like having nice clothes. Have you ever seen one of those designs that say I have to be successful because I like expensive things? That's definitely me for sure. Anyway, that's all I have to talk about dance. What else can I talk about? How about my life? Okay, so growing up, I'll just start randomly talking. This probably, when editing, probably won't make any sense whatsoever, because I'm just gonna like start talking and talking. Growing up, I was actually homeschooled my whole life. And that made it really easy for me to do things I wanted to do, like dance, because if I needed to have an extra practice or something, I could be like, oh, how about this time during the day when nobody had any classes going? And that's actually when I did my ballroom classes. We did a homeschool ballroom class, and it was during the day. So that was really nice. I could work my schedule around anything I wanted to do. Yeah, everybody says homeschooling is like everybody's unsocialized, everybody's blah blah blah. I wasn't unsocialized at all. I was in this little homeschool group circuit thing, and we would have activities all the time. I was in a girls group, and we would meet twice a month. And yeah, I was never unsocialized at all. I mean, now that I'm out of school, now I'm unsocialized because I keep saying a real job. I work with CPS, and everybody at CPS, they're, you know, adults. They're like late 20s, early 30s, so on, and I just haven't gotten to fit in that crowd yet. I did work at Cotton Patch starting in July. I quit in October, the beginning of October. I started the beginning of July. I almost worked there 3 months, which I was telling myself, every time someone was like, oh, you're going to get a bonus if you work somewhere for 30 days or for 90 days. I'm like, well, that's not hard. What loser is going to go somewhere and not work there for 90 days? Me, that loser. So I made a lot of friends there. That was the hardest part about quitting, is I loved having people my age there. Everybody in the homeschool group, I did have a lot of friends, but once you get to like late teenager about to graduate high school, everybody dwindles off. They have their own crowd. They all are figuring themselves out, and sometimes you're not a part of that. Once they figure themselves out, sometimes you're not a part of what they want. And that happened to me several times growing up. I had a lot of hard friendships. And that's kind of honestly made me not want friends. Because I'm like, what's the point? Everybody's just gonna leave. Like, I don't need friends like that, so I just don't need friends because that's how everybody is. Being now how I am, it's kind of nice. You have friends to talk to when you need friends to talk to. I don't hang out with friends a lot, probably ever. Maybe twice a month tops. I'm not even joking on that. So yeah, I hardly ever see my friends. I hardly consider that I have any friends. I have 2 close friends. But the rest I just kind of like, I don't know, I'll see them maybe once a month. But yeah, working at Cotton Patch, I made some really good friends. And maybe they, here's how I am. I don't care if you consider me your friend, I'm gonna be your friend. Because if I like you and I like hanging out with you, you're my friend. And that's how I am. I'll probably text you a whole bunch of times a day. And you'll probably get annoyed by me, but I don't care because you're my friend. So yeah, those are the 2 real jobs I've had. I waited until I graduated. I graduated in May of 2021, and that's when I got my jobs. I got 2 jobs in July. I've been waiting on the job I have now, the CPS job, for a really long time. And I'm a contractor with CPS. I don't actually work for CPS. But I was waiting on my job for a really long time, probably a month and a half, I would say, to get this job. So I decided, okay, I'll just give up on this job. I'll get just a boring job until I can find something better. And so I worked at Cotton Patch. I did like it. It was okay. I mean, I was a host. I wasn't a server. I was just a host, and it was a restaurant. That's all I can say. Coming from a homeschool background is a different atmosphere. I can tell you that much. But yeah, someone I knew actually worked there. I didn't even know that when I got the job. But someone I knew there actually worked at Cotton Patch. So that made it easier for me, just because she was very nice and was like, if you need anything, let me know. I'll help you. And that was great. Some of the other people there, no, I'm not interested in. They just weren't my type. But that's okay. I mean, I didn't expect to go have a job to make friends. I mean, it would be nice, yes, but that's not why I wanted to have a job. I wanted a job because I've been saving up for a car that's never going to come, apparently, because cars are just so expensive, and I'm not a millionaire. But yeah, okay, so that leads me to my next topic. I'm saving for a car. I go back and forth probably a whole bunch of times a month on what kind of car I want. Very originally, like when I was 14, I'm like, I'm going to get a Honda Civic because those are great cars. But, then I'm going more for like the pretty car, like something that looks cool, because I want a cool car. I want to pretend I'm cool. So I'm like, ooh, I like the Hyundai Veloster. But looking at it now, I'm kind of like, I mean, if you drive one, it does look cool. I would only get a Hyundai Veloster if it was in orange, because that looks like a sports car to me. But I really want a white car, because I want pink lights underneath it. This has been my dream forever. I want a white car with pink lights under it. Maybe even the color changing lights. That would be really cool. So every car I pick out, turns out it's a luxury car, and I don't have that kind of budget. I have like, what is it called? A champagne taste on a trailer park budget. That's what I have. I want steak when I can afford chicken nuggets. So I was like, ooh, I like that car. And I'd be like, hey, I'm asking my parents, I'm like, what kind of car is that? And they're like, that's a Range Rover. You're never going to be able to afford that. I'm like, oh, man. And then I'm like, ooh, I like that car. What kind of car is that? And they're like, this is whatever car. You're never going to be able to afford that. So, yeah, I mean, I'm doing pretty well for myself. I've been budgeting away 20% of my income every month for my car. I have a good number, but the thing is used cars are so expensive these days. I'm like, I'll just keep saving and saving. And then once, something about the chips for cars, I don't know what it is. But they're not making them, or I don't know, whatever. I'm not too political, too technical. I don't know what it's going on with that. I don't do cars either. So, something about chips for a car, they're not making them. So, once they make them again, once they come out and put all the chips in the cars, supposedly it's supposed to make them cheaper. So, I'm planning on just keep saving up my money until they come out with the, chips, because then, hey, maybe I can get a new car. You don't know. But, yeah. But the whole chip thing, I don't know. We tried looking that up. I'm pretty gullible, though. One of my friends told me that Michael Jackson's nose fell off. And, I mean, I kind of believe it because, have you seen him? He looks kind of plasticky. He looks like he'd fall apart easily. What else should we talk about? I'm at 19 minutes. I'm out of things to talk about, and I'm surprised I made it this long. Let's see. Is there anything else interesting about me? What about my hobbies? You want to know about my hobbies? Well, let me tell you. So, my biggest hobby, of course, is dancing. That's what I would love to do with the rest of my life. Let me show you the gifts I've wrapped so far. This one's the toothbrush thing. This one's the sock advent calendar. Sunglasses. So, my hobbies, dancing, of course, like I mentioned a whole bunch of times before. Photography. Photography is another hobby, that I've been getting into. I started probably last year, I'd say. And I think I'm pretty good. I definitely wouldn't say I'm the best. I mean, I'm far from the best, but I like taking pictures and it's pretty fun. So, I've practiced that a lot. I've taken some family pictures. I take my goddaughter's family's pictures a lot, for practice. I like taking nature photos. If I can, I'll pop some up on the screen, but I don't know if I will because that's a lot of editing, and I told you before, I'm kind of lazy. I will, just for you. Feel special. What was I saying? Cookie decorating. You should have already seen that video by now, but I don't know if you will have. I like to cookie decorate. I like to do fun things. Point. I do point. That's fun. Jazz. I did jazz. I don't do jazz anymore. What are my, let's see, what else could we talk about? I might edit all this out. I don't know what I'm going to talk about. I love to hang out with my friends. I don't really have any friends like I mentioned before, which is why I do YouTube, because I have nothing else to do with my life. I love to shop. Shopping is so much fun for me. I love to buy clothes. Sometimes shopping's depressing because I have so many things I want to buy. I like to pretend I'm that stylish, cool person. I keep doing this a lot, so sorry. I like to have nice clothes. I like to get dressed up nice. I like to go nice places. Yeah, so that's what I like to do. Oh, I never finished telling you the story about my school life. So I was homeschooled my whole life. I told you all that. And then when I was 14, I decided to start doing dual credit classes, which is college and high school, and you'll get high school credit and you'll do college credit. So I decided to do that. And I took 2 classes. My very first 2 classes were biology, like nutrition, and psychology. not the classes you want to take if you're 14 and just starting out in college. So hard. Somehow I managed to get an A in psychology and a B in nutrition, which those grades aren't terrible, but I mean, they were fine. So, I did that, and I'm like, nope, I'm not going to college. I don't know what I'm going to do with my life, but I'm not going to college. So I was like, you know what, I'm going to start, hold on again. Okay, so I was like, I'm going to start researching jobs that I might be interested in that you don't need a high school degree for, or a high school degree. I have a high school degree now, but like things you don't need a college degree for. So I'm like, okay. I'm like, aromatherapy. I could do aromatherapy, but then I realized I'm not a hippie, and I don't really believe in, like, I mean, I believe in natural, like, oils and stuff like that. There's just a lot of things about, how to, every book I read was like, oh, alter your mood with this oil. Oh, alter your mood with this. Oh, do this to help you get into a better spiritual state. Oh, do this, do this. And I'm like, if you are, like, sometimes to get into a better spiritual state, I mean, you don't need an oil. You need to, like, better yourself with God. You need to do something else. I don't believe oils also for, making you happy, like to alter your mood. I don't think oils should be used for that, just because that's, like, gets to the point where it's almost like a drug. And I mean, if you use that, no judgment, because I mean, that's just the way I think about it, but I know a lot of people feel differently about that, and I'm sure if I read science on it, then I would feel different too. But like, right off the bat, I just don't feel like you should use anything unless it's like clinically you need it. I don't think you should use anything to alter your mood, because like, there's a reason that if you're sad, there's a reason you're sad. If you're happy, there's a reason you're happy. I don't feel like you should alter your mood for just because, oh, I'm sad, I want to feel happy. Like, if you're depressed or something, clinically depressed, then you should go to treatment. But if you're just, oh, I feel sad today, and I don't really feel like digging into the problem, then that's where I kind of drew the line, and I wasn't interested in aromatherapy. Long story. Anyway, so I'm like, okay, no, that's not gonna work. And then I'm like, crafting. I could be a crafter because I like to craft. I make some cute things, I think. And then I tried doing that, and nobody buys my stuff. Like, right when I first started making t-shirts, everybody wanted one. I was like, yeah, I'm making so much money, this is gonna be fantastic. But after a while, then nobody started buying my stuff, and I'd make new projects and things to sell, and nobody wanted to buy them. Yes, they're expensive. Would I pay $15 for a t-shirt? No. But some people would, and I just don't know where those people are because they're not buying my stuff. So I'm like, okay, that's not going to work. That'd be like a side business, but not like a full-on, this is what I'm going to do for my life. So then I started doing YouTube, and I gave up quickly on that. Which, looking back now, okay, so we have a channel. It used to be called Glitterbox Studios, and that's where I got my email address from. And I'm like, oh, that's the perfect name for my crafting channel. So I did that for a while, and then I kind of gave up because I ran out of things and ideas and oomph to make the videos. Then we kind of turned it into a group channel with me and my friends on it. It's called Officially Gemmed because that's the first letter of each of our names. And, I mean, we don't use it anymore. I'll link it below, but, I mean, we don't ever post anything because we all have jobs now, and so we don't have time or energy, and we don't see each other very much anymore. So we don't use it anymore, but looking back, I should have kept that channel and just kept doing these videos on it because I have one of my how-to videos for Cricut has over 2,000 views on it. I'm like, really? Really? That would have, like, why did I give that channel to them? But anyway, so, I mean, I'm not sad about it because we had a lot of fun doing those videos and I would do it again. But, where am I going with this story? Oh, I'm so tired of talking, but also I'm not, so I'll just keep talking. I was like, okay, none of these are really gonna help me out. And I'm like, maybe I'll be, I don't know, maybe I should just have something to fall back on. So I decided, okay, why not? I'll just go ahead and get my associate's degree. And at this point, I decided that when I was probably late 16, early 17. And so I'm like, okay, I'll just get it over with. And so I took my classes. They were all pretty easy. I don't want to say easy, it's college, but you know how it is. Like, if you do the work, you'll pass with a good grade. So I just went ahead and did college work. I ended up getting all A's and only the B that I had in nutrition before, so that was pretty good. So I did that class. I graduated from high school at the same time I graduated from college with my associate's degree. So I only went to my high school graduation. I wasn't really interested in doing my college graduation just because, like, I was already having one graduation that year and it was stressing me out enough. That's a story for another time. But I'm like, yeah, I'll just do the one graduation. And so I graduated. Yay. I was glad to be done with school. It wasn't a weight hanging over me anymore, like, oh, I have to get out of school because I'm so tired of doing school. I'm still in school. I'm 45 years old, you know? So I was glad to have it over with. And then I was like, you know what? Maybe I should go to school to be a dance therapist. And then I looked into it, and I looked into it, and I looked into it, and I realized that requires a master's, which would be an additional 4 years of school. And I was like, maybe not. So right now, that dream's put on hold. If I ever go, I really don't think I will ever go back. So, as I mentioned probably 45 times during this video, my dream is to be a dancer. If I can't be a dancer, I want to be probably a caseworker. But also, I might not want to be a caseworker. So if I don't want to be a caseworker, YouTube would be a nice career. I don't want to be a dance teacher forever. I love teaching these kids. I love the kids I have in my class. But, like, I don't want my life to be teaching someone to do something that I was never able to do. That sounds really depressing, but that's the way I think about it. Part of me feels like I started dancing so late in life. Why do I even bother, dreaming about being a dancer? I'm like, you waited too long. Your life is, I don't want to say over, but, like, give up on your dreams because you're never going to be good enough. Which, I mean, is probably true. I'm not flexible. I'm still have a lot to learn for dance. But I hold on to the hope that I can become a dancer. I'm like, okay, by the time I'm 23, I want to be a well-known dancer. So that gives me 5 years. I still got 5 years. So if I can't do that, dancing is something I can compete in until I die, really. You can be in so many different categories that I have time. I have time not to dance professionally, but to dance in competitions. So I'd love to be a wife and a mother. That's something I would really love to do, but not for a while. I always wanted to get married at 19, being young, but having some setbacks with that one. So I'm like, okay, well, 27, by the time I'm 27, maybe, After I'm 23 and become a professional dancer, then I'll have my life set, and then I can have a couple children, and then I can get back into dancing. Like, that's not bad. But then YouTube. YouTube is a good source. I watch YouTube all the time, and I think the people on YouTube have a really good life for themselves. So I would not mind at all being on YouTube. So I'm getting started now. I don't post very much. I mean, for Vlogmas, I'm trying to post more. After Vlogmas, I'm going to try posting 3 times a week. But yeah, so those are my goals in life. Now, which ones will come true? I don't know. But this is my goal for 2022. One of my goals. And I'm planning on doing another whole goals video at the end of the year. But I'm not really too big on setting goals for myself just because, like, I have low confidence in myself. So I'm like, I just set a goal that's never going to be reached. Like, that's what happened this year. My goal was to get a car. I'm still carless. Get a job. I did get a job. I got multiple jobs. So I'm like, I don't know. I set goals for myself and then I don't reach them and then I'm sad. So I'm like, maybe I won't even set the goals. I don't know what I'm going to do. But one of my goals for this year is to get 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, which I hope I'm up to 100 by the end of Vlogmas. Wink, wink. That's you. Please. Anyway, so get 100 subscribers by the end of Vlogmas. Get to 1,000 subscribers by the summer of 2022. And start dancing competitively by the end of summer 2022. That's my goal. My main goal. Besides getting a car, that's my main goal for 2022. Yeah. So, I'm still wrapping presents. I feel like I'm going a lot slower because I'm talking. I want to know what you want me to do for YouTube. Like, what are some things you like to watch? I love to dance. I love to watch dancing. I love just to talk about dancing. So that's what my goal is to make videos for. I'm probably going to go ahead and end this video because we're at 36 minutes already. So I'm just going to keep wrapping. These are the presents I have wrapped so far. Look at that paper. It's so shiny. I have 5 presents wrapped so far. I hope this video wasn't too boring. I hope you learned something about me. That's really, I'm not super exciting of a person. I'm just like same person as everybody else. I don't do much. I just sit here. I talk about things. I tell stories. I craft. I wrap presents. I buy presents. I dance. If that's all you take away from this video, that's fine by me. So again, I'm going to go ahead and cut this video here. Please subscribe. Please leave me a comment and a thumbs up because it helps out my channel so much. If you want to see, tell you what, if I get to 1,000 subscribers and I have it financially where I can dance competitively, I will start making competition vlogs for you guys. So if you want to see those, give me a thumbs up, give me a subscribe, give me a comment saying you want to see them. And also, if you feel crazy, share my channel with a friend. Thank you guys for watching this monstrosity of a video. It's long, the longest video I'll probably ever make in my whole life. Thank you for watching and listening, making it this far if you did. I'm sure nobody has, but if you did, let me know because that's commitment right there. So thanks for watching. I'll see you guys tomorrow for the next video of Vlogmas. Bye!